This year marks the commemoration of some of the historic encounters in Philippine history. Now, these include the 500th anniversary of the arrival of Europeans in the Philippines, as well as the 50th year since the uprising of UP Diliman students in a protest of huge oil price hikes. Now, that event was known as the Diliman Commune. And to commemorate these encounters, the University of the Philippines Diliman is holding some activities as part of its Arts and Culture Festival. To tell us more about Encuentro, we are now joined live via Zoom by Cecilia de la Paz. She's the director of the UP Diliman Office for Initiatives in Culture and the Arts, and she's also the project leader of Encuentro. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Thank you for accommodating us.
It's our pleasure to have you. Ma'am, can you give us a short background and the objectives of the UPD Arts and Culture Festival 2021?
Yes. So the UP Diliman Arts and Culture Festival 2021 is part of an annual event that supports art activities in UP Diliman, cultural activities, which supports the production of knowledge for academic papers, performances, and exhibits. So for this year, we, of course, see the urgent need to commemorate two historical events, and that is as you said, the Diliman Commune and the 500 years quincentennial commemoration of the meeting of, the Europeans and the Filipinos, as it were. The katutubo. And we called it Encuentro or encounters. The notion that something is transformed whenever people meet, forces meet, ideas clash. And in this way, we also encourage these art and culture activities to be a kind of encounters in 2021, albeit, of course, it's in an online platform because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. All right, ma'am, give us a little bit of context on these, how would you call it, the meeting point or the confluence of these two, important points in history, which are really quite, almost 450 plus years apart. Yet, they do meet and form some sort of a significant encounter, as you said. Give us a little bit of context on why that's important.
Firstly, for the 500 years, we are following, of course, the guidelines set by the National Historical Commission, in which three significant events in history should be commemorated. First is the Battle of Mactan, for April 27, and then, of course, the first circumnavigation of the world, wherein the Philippines is part of that phenomenon. Mm-hmm. And then the third is the introduction of Christianity in the Philippines, wherein we are now looking at this event as in a way, it shaped and transformed how Filipinos now identify themselves as a people with faith, of course, as you can see in the news with the Santo Niño and the Nazareno. Mm-hmm. But we need to see it also not just from a Western point of view, but also from how it's transformed this Western culture into the Philippine context or an Asian context, because also there is a great role of how the katutubo resisted foreign domination in the defense of land, in the defense of their homeland. In this case, also, we need to look back at the 50 years commemoration of the Diliman Commune. Specifically, this is a history of UP Diliman, but it has implication of how we produce scholars and intellectuals in UP, intellectual history, which we now call Scholar ng Bayan. Mm-hmm. With the Diliman Commune, it came as a kind of crossroad in which we now saw knowledge is not just produced inside the classroom, but the greater need also to immerse ourselves and encounter realities, social realities. And the student of UP is encouraged both to study theory in the classroom, but see the social realities in the streets and in the marginalized sectors of our society. So that is the Scholar ng Bayan. Hindi ka nag-aaral para lang sa sarili mo o para sa, sa isa lang disciplinal track. But nag-aaral ka para makapagsilbi para sa sa bayan.
All right. Well, with that, Ma'am Cecilia, I think one of your statements there will really resonate with many of us. You talked about immersing ourselves, and I think we should immerse ourselves in history and remembering these important points and really sort of celebrating them via arts and culture. Thank you so much to Ma'am Cecilia for joining us here today on New Day. Ma'am Cecilia de la Paz from UP Diliman.